Well, there was no breakthrough as such, so the answer is not an awful lot. But look, at the same time, both sides did downplay expectations ahead of these talks, and the fact that they are communicating with one another has to be seen as a positive of sorts. And also the fact that this latest round of tariffs, which kicked in just a day ago, didn't derail these discussions, can also be seen as a positive sign, perhaps. Of course, China did lodge a complaint to the WTO, but it wasn't accompanied by some of the angry rhetoric that we've heard of late. And these exchanges were described as being candid and constructive. And the US has said that both sides were able to share views on how to have a balanced economic relationship. At the same time, the US has made it clear that it isn't willing to budge unless China is prepared to address some of its concerns, particularly with regard to the alleged theft of intellectual property. So we'll simply just have to wait and see how China decides to act.
So what sort of reactions are you hearing from the Chinese?
Well, the Commerce Ministry issued a very brief statement, basically saying that we had frank and constructive talks and that we'll keep in touch. There has also been some criticism over these talks going ahead at all, with one commentator saying that, look, if our high-level officials weren't able to achieve a resolution, what exactly were we expecting this low-level delegation to achieve? But it was also pointed out that China was really going into these talks to test the waters more than anything else, to see whether or not the US had recalibrated its position. And now that perhaps they know that the US isn't going to budge, again, we'll just have to wait and see whether or not China's willing to adjust its policy, particularly at a time when Xi Jinping is under increasing pressure and facing unprecedented criticism.